All right, so the first thing that we want to look at with an acoustic guitar is how it's different than electric guitars. And the most important part for us right now is how the body of acoustic guitars act as a hollow wooden sound resonator. All right, and this can really work in our favor because we can use that to amplify various objects and manipulate different sounds. Got some rocks and stuff in here. Again, thinking about how to work with this kind of wooden sound resonator, right? You can flip it around and use this as your table to manipulate sound. And don't be afraid to try all kinds of stuff. Here's just a grill I used for camping to grill up some vegetables, right? And of course, by itself, you can get a little sound. Putting it on the back of your guitar, and a challenge for people, especially early on, is to not merely make random sounds using objects on your instrument for the sake of extended technique or for the sake of just being different, right? What you really want to do is, and I think a good way to look at it at first is, especially with a lot of abstract improvised music, is work with the atmosphere, right? And it really helps if you're into watching film and you understand the atmosphere of a scene, and you put the music and the Foley, the sound effects and the dialogue and even the sound design, and you put them all together and it creates this atmosphere, you see, and to try to understand how that works. And you can do the same thing when you're working with abstract music in an improvised setting. Say you're playing with some other players and even you create some kind of event. Say the event is something like grainy ambient improvised sound, right? That's your event, right? And say you have like a guy on the computer and he's making some kind of glitchy noises, right? And then maybe you have someone else who has an ebow on the bass, so you have these low kind of pads going on, and then you have an acoustic guitar. All right, and what you want to do is you want to add to that atmosphere, right? You can even close your eyes and put your mind in this abstract world, right? And you want to add to it. And with an acoustic guitar, you can do so many things in this kind of setting. Right outside the tent, I happen to find a lot of little pebbles that we can work with. Right, this can add to the kind of grainy, glitchy sound. Remember, what do we have going? We have computer glitch sounds, and we have an ebowed bass, right? And on top of that, again, you're adding, you're building to this sound world that you created with some other musicians. And again, the idea is to practice these sounds first practice by yourself, coming up with various sounds. Always being on the lookout for various objects that you think would work good to extend your instrument, right? And then make it part of your regular practice routine, right? Start experimenting with these objects and finding different sounds that you like, right? Always log it and think about how these sounds would work. What kind of atmosphere would they work in, right? And then also, don't forget to also practice extended technique with other people, right? So it's important that you practice this alone and improvising with other people. Create some events and then practice improvising using these events, right? Create some atmospheres to work with.